Hi everybody, it's Vaping Jen with another KISSS, keeping it short, simple, sweet review. Tonight I'm going to be reviewing two juices. Both of them are from Vape Game, and it's from their drip line. Now their drip line is 86 VG 14B PG, so this is a high VG, meaning it's a little bit thicker. Now what that also means is people that have regular Kanger Subtanks and Nautiluses won't be able to vape this very well. This is for dripping, or like if you have the Kanger Subtank, or like myself, I have the Atlantis, which can get to a 0.5 ohm reading, so it does wick properly. And let me tell you, I've been using this one, which is the Wildberry Pie. I'm about halfway, well, a little bit more than halfway done, and I've had no issues with dry hits. The nice thing about Wildberry Pie, it's not overly sweet. I don't like really sweet in your face flavoring, so it's really nice. It's got a slight tart taste to it, and then on your exhale you've got a nice pie crust. It does have a hint of cinnamon, which surprised me because a lot of times when juice makers add cinnamon, cinnamon takes over the flavoring and can really blow things, and it just doesn't taste right. And I'm not one that likes a lot of cinnamon, so this I found very refreshing. This is a great dessert vape. I'll vape it in the evening. I've done it and vaped it all day long as well. So that's Wildberry Pie, and it's from their drip line over at Vape Game. Now I shop the Vape Game in Springfield. I know that they have them in other places as well. Check them out. Check it out in their website, which I will link underneath here for you, and you can find out where they're located, and then also if you wanted to order online. Each bottle, it's a 30 ml bottle, comes in glass, real nice presentation. I love everything about it. They run about $22 a bottle. If you buy 120 mLs, which would be 4 30s, they do give you a break, and it's $70. And out there for a good premium juice, I think that's pretty reasonable. The second one I wanted to go over tonight that I have is also from their drip line, and this is Grandma's Cake Batter. Now, I was hesitant when I first put it in because I couldn't figure out the flavoring, and then after vaping it for a while, oh, this stuff is so awesome. Nice, and just a hint of sweet, a hint of cinnamon. It's a very complex vape, and I absolutely love this stuff. As you can see, I started vaping this morning, and I'm almost out. I use it in my Nautilus tank. My Atlantis tank at a 0.5 ohm. And then I'm rocking it at 27.5 watts. And it produces some wonderful vapor. Like I said, I don't get dry hits. I don't have any issues with that. The one thing I do have to say, and this is across the board when you have a high VG juice like these, it's very hard to prime the coil. So my recommendation is putting a little bit of the juice into the coil itself. There's holes around it, and I kind of dab each of the holes, fill my tank, and then I let it sit for a little bit. Do some dry hits. Don't press your button, you know, just inhale into it like you were, and you'll start seeing those bubbles, and it'll start wicking. And it makes it a little bit easier, so it's not so harsh on your throat. Anyway, let's vape this stuff. Oh yes, yummy, yummy. Grandma's Cake Batter is absolutely wonderful. Again, this is at Vape Game. I picked mine up over on Springfield. And drip line, Wildberry Pie, Grandma's Cake Batter, fantastic vapes. One other thing I wanted to tell people too about vaping very sweeter vapes, your coils will burn a little bit quicker, so don't be surprised if you know, one coil that used to lay, you know, with you'd have about a week with, that you may only have 4 days. It really is all depending on how you vape, how much you vape. and the time you spent doing it. So for me, most people use this for dripping. I'm a tank person. I'm going to learn to drip though. I know how to rebuild, obviously, decks, but I do want to try some dripping. But yeah, so this will gunk your coils up a little bit quicker. Not a big deal. Just throw some fresh ones in. It's worth it in the end to get a real clean taste on these. The guys over at Vape Game, you have done a wonderful job. So far, these are my favorite. I've got a couple other ones that I've purchased in your line, which is going to be next. But I wanted to get this up for you. So shout out to everybody over at Vape Game. Your drip line is absolutely fantastic. And everybody remember, we in Oregon have a lot of legislation coming to the table right now, trying to take away your right to vape. Multnomah County has already passed it. Clean Air Act. You cannot smoke. You cannot vape where you can't smoke. Next, they want to start taking out and not letting us have flavors. Just because I became adult doesn't mean that my taste buds decided to die. So my feeling on all this and the extra taxing is if they're going to do it with the vaping industry, they need to do it with tobacco, shishi, which comes in cherries and mints and peaches and all that. You also have your patches, and the gums come in. You know, the gum is in cherry. You can buy it in fruit and in mint. So if they're going to do this instead of just looking at the vaping industry, it's something that needs to be across the board. I hear Washington State wants to implement a 95% sales tax, which I seriously doubt will happen. However, the problem with that as well is that if they're going to do it for the vaping industry, they must do it for the cigarette industry. The cigarette industry are killing people by the millions. Of course, we don't have long-term knowledge on what vaping can do, but people, if you read your ingredients and know what's in your juice, you shouldn't have any problem. Things like propylene glycol is found in a lot of our food products. It's used to sanitize the air at restaurants and at hospitals. The FDA approved propylene glycol for inhalation years ago. I believe it was in the 50s. The other thing is vegetable glycerin. That produces the, helps with the flavoring. I have flavoring and nicotine. That's what's in my juice. It's not water. It's not water vapor. You're actually exhaling propylene glycol and vegetable glycerin. That's what makes it airy. It's also, propylene glycol is also used in nebulizer and inhalers for people that can't breathe. So, please keep updated in the Oregon, Washington area to all the upcoming legislation. Please visit CASA.org. CASA, K-A-S-S-A, I believe it is. I'll put it in the description. They know the bills are coming. Northwest Vapors Association, and of course, Vaping Revolution. All of those, Vaping Militia, all of those have some great information on the current legislation. I try to post it up whenever I can, so be on the lookout. Call your senators, call your legislatures, call your people, your mayors and things, and let's educate people on what truly vaping is, because that's the problem, is it's a misconception. So anyway, that's I'm on the stepping off my high horse now and saying, everybody have a great week. I hope to do another video here real soon. And all I can say is keep on vaping, and you guys are the best. So thank you. Have a good night, and I'll see you again soon.